Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. Recently, the media ran a story concerning a British couple who flew the Atlantic to enjoy a romantic vacation in New York City. This was no ordinary vacation for John, who was 36, and Daniela, 34. John had an engagement ring with him, and on Friday, December 1st, 2018, in Central Park, John surprised Daniela by popping the question. Upon an affirmative response, he presented her with a beautiful engagement ring. After dinner, the happy couple took in a show and then sauntered to Times Square, where the unimaginable happened, a little before midnight. The precious ring, which had not yet been sized to fit properly, slipped off Daniela's dainty finger, bounced once or twice, and fell through a utility grate on the sidewalk, lodging 8 feet underground. Even with the help of benevolent strangers, John was not able to retrieve the symbol of his love. Photos appeared of him lying on the sidewalk, face down, fishing for the ring, with Daniela crouching down beside him, hoping against hope, but all to no avail. The couple flagged down police officers who were in the area, requesting their help, but even they couldn't open the grate to retrieve the ring. Eventually, the couple left the scene of the loss, Daniela in tears. So distraught were they that they failed to file a police report or to provide their contact information. The next day, they returned to London, where John bought his fiancée another ring to console her. But on the day they flew home, police officers of the city's emergency service unit returned to the scene of the loss, managed to remove the grate, and succeeded in recovering the precious item. They cleaned the ring and began what became a viral search on social media to find the mystery couple, using surveillance photos and a picture of the ring. Within hours, the story had gone around the world via Twitter, so the couple in England was soon identified and able to thank the New York Police Department for their help. The police then shipped the precious item to its rightful owner over the seas and far away. Daniela wrote, "We will never forget how much effort you went to. Love, New York." While in a tweet directed at the New York police, John wrote, "I cannot thank you enough, although I will try." He said he looked forward to a few cold beers with the police when the couple revisits New York City. "We're completely overwhelmed, and you will definitely get a mention at our wedding," he promised. Seeking and finding is a common theme in the Bible. Take stories about a lost sheep, a lost coin, and a lost son, for example, all in one chapter. A story I identify with is that of a despised tax collector, not because he was despised, but because he was short, like me. Luke, the author of the Gospel, tells us Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, he couldn't see over the crowd, so he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. And when Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." So Zacchaeus came down at once and welcomed Jesus gladly. All the people saw this and began to mutter, "Jesus has gone to be the guest of a sinner." But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, "Lord, look, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I've cheated anybody out of anything, I'll pay back 4 times the amount." And Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Zacchaeus was seeking for Jesus. Jesus was seeking for Zacchaeus. In fact, Jesus still seeks for those who seek for him, who recognize that they are lost without him and place their faith in him, finding forgiveness for their failure and finding the abundant life now and in eternity. Jesus is still seeking and saving the lost. That's what inspired the celebrated hymn, "Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see." The New York police persevered until they rescued and returned the lost ring. We seek for God only to find that he has been seeking for us. How would you respond if you heard Jesus say to you, as he said to Zacchaeus, "I must stay at your house today"? And thank you for tuning in once again to Village Church Connections.